when it comes to the art style in Boruto, we're not going too much into the manga purely because the way it started, look at it. That's pretty obvious that that doesn't look good. Never in 1,000 years would I have thought that that was Hinata or Sasuke. They look nothing like them. So the main thing I really wanted to cover is about the overall art style, but more specifically, the actual character designs. Because story aside, this is probably my main reason for not really being too accepting of the Boruto series, because it's like they made the OG characters look way worse, and I mean real worse. Just look at Gaara. Gaara looks horrible. Like that heck, like they done him dirty. He was a very well-designed character in the OG series, and Gaara isn't even one of the characters that got it the absolute worst. Just look what they done to my girl Anko. She used to look on point in the first part 1 series. I know she used to like sweets, but that's an insult. And they're not the only characters. Rock Lee looks really weird in the face. Shino's got this weird RoboCop mask on his face. Everyone for the most part in Boruto who was an OG character looks like they got a downgrade. I'm not sure if they've done it on purpose to make the Boruto characters look better, but it didn't really work because most of the Boruto characters just look like a bootleg version of their parents. And yes, many of the young characters have tried to mix their parents together to give them a new style, like Sai and Ino's child. But overall, most of the characters just don't look as good. Like even the ones that are basically a legit copy, like the Rock Lee's kid, Metal, he basically just looks like a worse version of Rock Lee. Like the characters in part 1 Naruto look way better. And I guess this part of the issue is more due to the overall art style change, because that itself is more than just the character design. The overall design of Boruto as a whole just looks a little bit less impressive and less detailed. I assume they've done this to kind of match like the younger audience and try and make it look a little bit more kiddier, whereas I felt like Naruto, even though it was a show mainly aimed at kids, it was still drawn with quite a lot of detail, whereas Boruto, even the background images in the city and the villages, they just don't look as crisp and well detailed. It doesn't have that same cool factor that I feel like the Naruto series had, which is why I personally don't want the Naruto series to get remastered. Something about the old school gritty look of it just makes it look more authentic, and overall, it just looks better in my opinion. And I think the same goes for Dragon Ball Z versus Super. I feel like the old school just looks much better. And another thing to do with the art style that really kind of confused me initially, which I'm not even sure if you're allowed to say anymore, but I wasn't actually completely sure what gender some of the characters were. Like Boruto himself, I thought for a good while of the first episode that he was meant to be a girl. I don't feel like his character looks like a boy. From these softer facial features all the way up to his 3 curly, swirly banana curls he has in his hair, he just looks like a very softer, girly version of what Naruto looks like. And it's not just him. There's many other side characters in the show where I'm just not 100% sure. And I'm not sure if it's done on purpose or what, but it just seems really weird. Because it's like taking the idea of OG Part 1 Naruto, where they had Haku, who looked just like a girl. But that was like a joke in the show. Like even Naruto himself says, you look just like a girl. Man, you're pretty. I feel like in Boruto, I'm not sure if it's done on purpose. But then when you even throw that to the side, what's even worse when I go back to the character design, just looking like bootleg versions, it even applies to characters that aren't even meant to be related. Just look at Mirai and Shisui. When she first appeared, I thought Shisui came back from the dead. It was only when I thoroughly looked and I realized it was a woman. It's like, unless Shisui implanted some long-term genjutsu pregnancy release jutsu when Asuma went around, I don't know why on earth she looks so damn much the same as Shisui. And there's no way that nobody on payroll did not mention the similarities. Like, they look too alike for no one to realize. Because I assume it's not just me. I'm assuming many of you listening right now have probably seen the similarities between the two, especially once you've seen the thumbnail when I've put them side by side. It looks crazy that they are basically the same character. The only way I can see this like making sense is if this is like a subtle joke about the fact that people used to say that Kurenai was like a fake Uchiha with their red eyes. But anyways, people, that is the video done. That was just something I have thought ever since she came on screen. That being said, I actually do like Mirai. I liked her a little bit in the anime when she had to look after Kakashi and Guy. I thought that was a very nice trip. I actually liked that filler. But overall, I just wish the OG characters in Boruto got designed with more appreciation and more respect. And of course, I think that Naruto should have looked like a super dope version of Minato.